We should be a lot further along in the sport. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
if anything, I felt like we went backwards almost. Even though we have more divisions and more popularity, I just feel like the sport as a whole
is different.
It's not, it's just not expanding as most things you think would. Like, look at the UFC. That sport was like, you never even thought about putting it on your television. It was like horrible. It was like porn almost. Like guys punching each other in the face. That's crazy. And now it's like the most popular sport in the world. Like Dana White took the marketing the right angle. Like if that sport can get the respect it's got now, bodybuilding can get the respect. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just because there's drugs involved doesn't mean shit. There's drugs in every sport.
Yeah.
Those guys are literally beating themselves to death, And now, you have like the bare knuckle guys getting publicity. Like,
that's
there's
big
no reason.
in the UK.
Yeah, it's massive in the UK, massive. There's no reason why that bodybuilding can't be mainstream of some sort. I don't mean on ESPN, but a little more publicity. Maybe like a stream network online now, like where they publicize shows, or there should be some type of network of some sort for bodybuilding. There's enough shows around the world now.
I think like I don't know, man. I just like honestly like that could be handled with like the IFBB. I mean like
it's weird.
It's just a lot of stuff is like they're doing good with expanding, but I think from like the like digital portion of things is a little bit behind. Like I still have to like send my pro card money in through the mail. I'm like, dude, like
I know it's so weird.
So like it's just like there's so much they could be doing online. Like I mean, it's not hard to stream a show on like YouTube or get your own thing.
I know it costs nothing. Nothing.
I think that's where like me, Nick, RX, Nick Strength and Power. I think we all have an obligation to raise bodybuilding and not put all this bullshit content out and bring it down.
Yeah.
I think I went to Steve Weinberger and Jim about 3 years ago, right when I retired, and I've always was like, why aren't you streaming shows? Why aren't you streaming shows? And I come from like a technology background. My dad's like an engineer and all that shit, so I know how it goes. And I was like, why don't you let me control the server and the network? This is before streaming wasn't even that popular yet. Like this is like 3-4 years ago where it was still like kind of edgy. Like we didn't have Instagram Live yet and stuff like that. And I was like, why don't we make a fucking website? You guys charge a membership per year. Every show can be streamed by it's literally one camera set up on a tripod and just go.
That's all they need. That's all they need.
You don't even need a strong internet connection. You need like a so-so internet connection. And we could possibly just generate that ourselves. We don't even need we don't need to have Wi-Fi in the building. So their response was, well, that's going to take away from ticket sales. No way.
That's what they say, but it doesn't. No. It really doesn't, man.
It brings more people.
It does.
Now it's worldwide. It's streamed. It's on people's televisions. It's going to spark more interest for younger kids to watch it and see it and like it,
It doesn't, because I mean, like the people, I don't know what, because I've heard the same thing, man, about it takes away from, it does not. Like if I'm here to see, because the only people coming to shows, regardless of people, they're friends, and their friends are gonna, and they're gonna come regardless. You know what I mean? The people who don't have anyone in the show are the people they're not gonna come. Guarantee. I mean, you've been to, pro show. To be honest with you, pro shows.
There's no one there.
There's no one there. Like, to be honest with you,
there's more people at amateur shows. There's more people.
There's
entourage, isn't it? It's just everyone's friends.
You have immediate family and immediate friends at shows. That's it. There's really not fans there. Rarely you get a lot of fans there, unless it's like the Olympia, the Arnold, the New York Pro, something like that. But can you imagine like all the Arnolds being live streamed or all the national shows being live streamed? Like charge $10 a month.
Awesome.
Make millions of dollars off the fucking stream service.
Even if they just put it on that, created an Arnold Classic YouTube channel, they can promote the shows on there.
They could have it. They could have it on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. It could be streaming everywhere and on their website or whatever for the membership.
It works. Get ad revenue. If the worst comes over,
bro, there's so many angles for that, and I went to them with a legit offer, Terrence and you guys. Like I went there with a business plan and everything, and they were like, nope, no good.
Nope. Did they say why though?
Just the ticket sales. That was
that's like saying that. Like,
that was their main
Super Bowl. Oh, the stadium will be empty if we go.
And today, in today's day and age, you don't need to have cable in your house. People watch on their laptops, their cell phones. It's streaming
worldwide.
It's streaming worldwide. That's the network. It's not cable anymore. No one has local cable in their house. Rarely anymore. I don't have cable. I stream everything, you know. So why would I pay $300 a month for the same channels I can get online? So streaming is the way to go for the sport anyway. We don't need a network to support us. You can be your own.
Right.
You can be your own network. They can have the IFBB TV and literally just stream their fucking bodybuilding shows and make 10 times, 100 times the amount of money they were making for seats. So, and I think branding would be better for them. They'd probably be more contracts for you guys as athletes. Yeah. They would like Under Armour, like they see hundreds of thousands of people turning in for a bodybuilding show. You're going to generate some eyes to your brand, and
prize money.
I think it's prize money goes up. I think it's just holding back on the athletes, if anything, because that opened more doors for you guys. That's why I'm hoping The Rock, like, really puts his fucking foot in the door and is like, this is what the fuck you guys, or Danny Garcia, you guys should be doing. Like, why aren't you guys doing this, Because Arnold's not going to do it. He doesn't care enough. No. He's making his money. God bless him. He's good to go. He's not going to worry about that. But The Rock seems like the next Arnold, he's
a go-getter, man.
He wants money. He's hungry. He likes bodybuilding. He carries his gym everywhere with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the next guy if anyone's going to make this movement. And Phil's obviously managed by Danny Garcia.
I was thinking, yeah.
Like, if Phil can put his 2 cents in too, like, that's our opportunity there,
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But
I think so, man.
It gets me fired up, though, because bodybuilding could be a lot bigger, man. Could be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Could be. Definitely
think so.
I mean, it's the basis of every sport. You have to lift weights to be an athlete. So you see these videos now online of like guys in third world countries lifting weights. It's
man.
It's not like it's not unknown. People know what it is. It's just.
And thinking about like what you said, man, like how it was going, dude. I remember like they used to have like even in the 80s they were getting to the point where they had like a who was it? It was like Frank Zane or maybe I don't remember, but like they had like they was on TV and they were doing workouts. I know Sean Ray did an episode.
Flex had a
it was a TV show. I remember Lee Haney. He coached Evander Holyfield for a little bit.
Yep.
So there was some stuff that was some things that were going on for a little bit. Ronnie Coleman was on like some type of night show, like not. Some type of like Jimmy Fallon or something.
Fallon, yeah.
So like it was going, it was picking up, but really the only person that's doing something like somewhat mainstream now is Kai Green.
Yeah. And that's in India though, pretty much.
I was going to say,
most of it's in India.
Kai's doing anything to.
He's
done a little bit. He had the ESPN thing for a while. He did Stranger Things, and he's done. He's just in an anime.
Yeah, but that's
opening.
I think that's more self-promotion than it is for bodybuilding.
He's opening his gyms up.
Yeah, and then the gyms,
His gyms are opening, but I don't know how well they're going to do here. He's opening one here to try it out, but I think
man, like things do so much better overseas.
Yeah, because there's less of us over there, So it's an Indian investor that's doing the gym with him. So the floor plan is like a general gym, but I think over there it'll do fine. But here it's just so competitive. I mean, there's gyms. There's gyms everywhere, pretty much. But,
that's true.
I mean, at least up by me there is. I mean, there's fucking gym every block. It's like crazy. But,
same here.
Is there a lot of gyms in the UK too? Is it?
Yeah, I'm just around the corner from Strength Asylum where Eddie Hall trains.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yo, man, I'm a big Eddie Hall fan.
Eddie Hall's the man.
Yeah.
You don't like Eddie Hall?
Awesome, man.
He blocked me on Instagram.
Oh shit! What'd you do?
I called him out about his photoshopping on that photo we did.
Yeah, you did. I saw that. I remember that. Did you Photoshop it?
He photoshopped. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, he did. I mean,
damn, man.
I see him out and about. He just doesn't speak.
Is he a nice guy in the gym? Is he?
He's all right. He's no different on or off camera. He's the same person.
Oh, okay.
He's very extrovert. He's very out there anyway. So he's not.
Him and Arnold seem pretty
cool. Yeah.
The Arnold Classic UK next year, isn't there?
Yeah. Good. That's another thing too. I think the Arnolds are just getting to be too many. I mean, I like that when they had like just 2 or 3. Now there's like what 5, 6?
I think it's 5. Yeah, I think
just,
5.
I don't know. There's not enough competitors competing right now.
That's the thing, yeah, man. And then most of the top guys don't like competing. And then on top of that, man, like just speaking about like the like schedule for the year, like I was hoping to do a show like a week or two after the Arnold, but there's really no shows for
There's
Classic.
nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing until like four weeks later. And I'm like, that's a little bit too far.
Yeah,
too far out, you know. So
plus you got to consider your rebound, travel, all that shit. You know, it's just
and then trying to man.
It's so hard to do that. You know, it's got to be like bing bang boom. It's like
exactly.
What's crazy though is that they're turning more people pro, literally across all divisions, but there's no pros competing because no one's like essentially ready to be a pro when they turn pro. Like. So these guys turn pro, they're like 4 or 5 years away from actually being like a competitive pro. So literally we're like losing more people, essentially actually turning more people pro at the same time. So I think they should really cut back on the cards now. They've turned enough people pro in the last couple
I think so. Yo, I really think so. Like they don't need to be even pro cards at the second place people at all, man.
No.
Like
I just think the amateur ranks would build up again because the amateur shows are down. They're down a lot. The people, I mean, I saw some guys winning shows in open bodybuilding, don't even know like they lifted a weight in their life, like at some of these Midwest shows. Like these guys are bad. Like nothing against them, but they look like they never even lifted before. It was like literally just put trunks on and went on stage, and it's bad.
I honestly, I get like. Honestly, like in my opinion, and it's messing up a lot of things, especially from my perspective. Like, I definitely think that they should go back to like an actual structured like way to get to like. So I think you should have to do a local show, then you should have to do maybe like a state show,
right?
And then but now you just do one show, you go to nationals, and it's really messing up the shows that don't like. If your show, most like I talk to people and they're not even ready to be a pro, but they're like, oh, I'm not gonna do that show because it's not a national qualifier. I'm like, why? You know?
Yeah, there should be a schedule that they have to follow. Like local and then national qualifier, then junior, and then you can go to national.
Yeah, because the thing is too, man. Because that, and then I would like honestly like, there's so many shows around town now, to the point where like the smaller shows aren't making enough money to even have guest posters anymore. Like each show, they barely make money because there's so many shows. So like each show has less people in it, so they're making less money. And dude, like it's difficult for me to even find. I was talking to Tim Garner. He's like, yeah, we don't have guest posters anymore at our shows. I'm like, but damn, like
when it literally stopped. Like guest posing stopped being popular in like 2013 or 2014, somewhere around right when I turned pro. I noticed the guest posers falling off, and now it's literally you never see anybody guest posing anymore. It's very rare. It's strange. It's strange not seeing the pros out there because that was a lot of publicity for bodybuilding too, to have not the money alone, like just publicity, having pro bodybuilders at these shows to help motivate other younger guys. Oh, I want to look like that maybe. Oh, that's aspiring. Or fans seeing that. Now they don't see that. They just see the local show and, that's all they're, I mean? It affects the sport at all different levels. It's not just the money or for the pro athlete.
It definitely does.
And then the junior shows, no one does junior nationals or junior USAs anymore.
No, it's like I can't get my pro card there.
They had to add the pro cards to get people to go back because nobody was doing. They were skipping them. Like when I turned pro, I had to do like everyone's like, no, you can't go to nationals. It's disrespectful. You have to do junior nationals first. So I did junior nationals first, and then I did my national show. But I did a local, and then a national qualifier, then junior nationals. I had to requalify and go back to nationals. Like now, people just jump the whole fucking loop. And just go right to national level.
I think the issue is too, man. Like I would tell people all the time. I'm like, people think when you turn pro, it's gonna be like you get this check or this thing or this money. But I'm like, yo, you need the physique. And I'm like, yo, Nick was like, you were like one of the last like people like
that
as
year.
An amateur to get like a big contract. Yeah. And I'm saying like, yo, if you build the physique, it doesn't matter if you have the pro card or not. People want like, you know what I'm saying? Like you had that big contract right before you turned pro.
Yeah.
And
see, I was at Muscle Meds. People don't realize too, like I was at Muscle Meds for 9 years, and like 6 of the years I barely made any money with them. I made chump change, I didn't start making money with them until I was actually somebody on the national circuit. And then when I turned pro, obviously I got good money, but like people don't realize, like I put 6, 7 years in with them before I made dick. And like, and there's no loyalty like that with companies anymore. Everyone just jumps company to company as soon as a paycheck comes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you got to earn your fucking keep with these companies. You can't just jump ship. And now supplement brands have no need to even have anybody because everyone sells themselves for free online.
Exactly, man. It sucks.
Nobody. These bodybuilders literally put themselves out there for nothing, or physique guys.
And I'm like, yo,
it's hurting everybody.
It's crazy. And I'm like, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting every other bodybuilder out there because it's like, well, I don't need to pay you. I can just go to this guy and get it for free. You know? And it screws everybody up. You know, back in the day, bodybuilders were making like granted, like this is years, a decade or two ago. They were making like tons and tons of money. I saw videos of Flex Wheeler like in these nice cars, hanging out in Cali. And it's like
even to like the 2000s, bro, you should still have a good contract. When I was competing, you could still have a legit contract and be a bodybuilder. But now it's so backwards, like
most of these conventions are dead now because they're not pulling in bigger names with the brands obviously to get the audiences in. Like Body Power's dead, Fibo's dead because
there's no athletes there.
Yeah, it's just Instagram famous people, and that's it.
Yeah.
Most of us don't want to go and see that.
No.
Hey fellas, I gotta go head out. I gotta go take care of something, man. But
all right.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yo, we going on rants here, man.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go off.
No, man. I gotta go take care of something.
Me and Russell go hard over here.
Yeah, man. Y'all definitely keep going. Rough. I see you tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow, yeah, I see you tomorrow, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Larry.
All right.
Oh shit.
That's Ricky's funny, man. I'm glad he's with a good coach now. I didn't want him. I messaged him way back when he was with Jeremy. I'm like, go to a real coach, dude. I'm like, you have so much
school, man.
You have so much potential. Like, you should really see it through. No, don't waste your time. That was when he first went to Classic too. So, Dorian's got a good crew now, so that's good for him. He's got a good fit. Where does Ricky live? He's in California?
Texas.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
right.
I guess I think he trains right. He trains at the same gym as Patrick Moore.
Oh,
so
okay.
Where is that? Houston or Dallas? I don't know where.
Yeah. It looks like it doesn't look like a big gym though. It looks like a smaller
commercial, right? Yeah. Patrick doesn't he? Because he works full time.
Yeah, what does he do?
I think he's just PTs.
Oh no.
Oh, he's a personal trainer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I mean most guys are personal trainers or something.
Online coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go into that right now. Terrence, I like what you're doing with yourself. You're branding yourself way different than everybody else. Yeah. You're doing your thing.
Trying to, man. Yo, I always feel like trying to, man.
You got a good niche though. Like people really get inspired by that though. Like you're setting the bar a lot higher than these people had it before. That's for sure.
I just sit back and I look and I learn, man. Like it's funny, like people always talk about who their inspirations are, and like they always say, like, "Oh, I like this guy because his legs are crazy," or these guys. I'm like, "Nah, dude. I like dudes like that know how to make money in bodybuilding. Those are my favorite people."
Yeah, exactly.
So I look and learn from them.
This is I had this conversation with a podcast that's coming out soon, but I'm not gonna say who, but. This is the only sport where you're not supposed to make money and talk about it. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Like, you're supposed to be poor your entire career, supposedly, or broke, or live in a shack, or can't afford a meal and dying for your next sponsor. Like, it's the only sport where people, like, actually talk down to you when you're making money and doing well. It's very weird. Yeah. I don't know why people are like that in this sport. And God forbid you post something about something you bought or you did something that you're proud of yourself about, or you bought a home or a car. They're like, oh, you're so fucking money hungry. And I'm like, dude, the guy's happy. He bought himself a fucking car. Give him a fucking break. Like, he's proud. Like, he's that's what he wanted. He doesn't fuck what he wants to do with his money, But it's the only sport or industry where it's like that. Like, people talk about making millions doing stuff everywhere else. God forbid you talk about that in this sport, though. Like, you got to be struggling, have no family, be a recovered drug addict or alcoholic or like live in Section 8, Yeah, it's hardcore. Wearing ripped sweatpants to the gym. Like, I don't know, man. It's that thing.
Yo,
That
you're
whole
right
image
though,
thing.
man. Yeah,
The whole image
I never
bothers
thought
me.
about it.
That's why people jump on your bandwagon hard when you're like the struggling bodybuilder, like Ty Green.
Look at exactly, because even in that movie, dude, he had a nice house.
Beautiful.
That house he filmed in it. That was
still
just,
has it. He just kept it. Yeah, he's kept it. Generation Iron portrayed Generation Iron portrayed that, like, you know, really. And that's where I think I talked about this too. Like, Phil's image got ruined because of that movie.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Like that movie, like as much as like Generation is not popular, it still had a big influence on people's perspective of him.
Yeah.
And they all were like pro Kai. Like, I'm like, dude, give me he's been making millions with muscle meds. I see his paycheck. It's retarded.
It's the humble beginnings, once it where he's frying all that.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like 20 years ago, Kai Green was broke. Okay, that's fine, but it's still not the storyline now.
No,
you know,
and
people were like, "Oh, he's so hardcore." Branch Warren's so hardcore, and like, dude, Branch lives in a beautiful home, has a nice business, like makes money, like, you know, it's just like, God forbid you flaunt anything or talk about money or people jump down your throat. You know, they don't want to see you succeed. That's the whole thing with this sport. Like, you got to be in the gutter your whole life.
It's the same with YouTube. I noticed like a couple of
YouTube's
years ago
disgusting, dude.
When I started out, like, you'd never get like a channel like mine and a channel like yours actually coming together on something. It was like
no. Nick Strength Power is a little prick. That kid's a little prick. I can't stand that. Nick Strength Power.
I fucking love you.
He's such a little. He blocked me on everything. He even blocked my YouTube channel.
Is he blocked you?
He blocked me. Oh, he blocked me a long time ago.
Yeah, he blocked me about 2 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. He's just, you know, he's just grabbing money wherever he can. That's all it is. It's not
I said this.
passion.
Yeah. Who did I had someone on.
And he's just regurgitating information. That's not a channel to me.
Yeah, he'll say breaking news, and it's like a week later. It's like, what have you broke?
Yeah, he literally just copies other channels' information and just puts it on his. And, you know, and obviously Aaron supports his, you know, Redcon. He pushes that whole thing. So, like, he won't post any, like, controversy news. It's just like
Jay Braun and Aaron.
I mean, he'll just repost like Instagram post pictures and like just trending topics that we already know. He just talks about it. And
Nick could quite literally have anybody on that channel. Anybody would jump at the opportunity to go on Nick's channel. He does nothing for nobody. Like,
he doesn't interview people. He doesn't. He could do a lot for bodybuilding, but he doesn't. Like, he could have you like Terrence on do an interview and get 1 million views, which would be great for you. But he doesn't do that for athletes. He just talks about – he doesn't even show himself. Like, you know what the weirdest thing was? When he was at an expo and Aaron bought him a booth thinking that he was going to have, like, a line, and not one person came up and signed an autograph to him because no one knew who he was. Because he doesn't show him. He doesn't show himself.
Yeah, but they had to put Sean Roden at the same booth.
At the booth. Actually, like, no one knew who he was. He just walked by him. Like, they had no clue. He was walking through the crowds perfectly fine. Like, no one stopped him. Like, he's just a voice, essentially, you know? And I think, yes, he's doing a great job, you know, proper respect there. But, like, you could be covering the shows. You could be actually talking to athletes. You could be giving them promotion. Only thing he promotes is the Redcon athletes because they're with Redcon.
Yeah.
He won't talk about any other athletes ever on that channel because of Redcon and Aaron. And, you know, I just don't like that. That's just shitty. Because bodybuilding could use his channel to his benefit, you know, because the IBB's not going to do anything. At least somebody is, you know. That's how I look at it. But
he gets an Olympia contract every year, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, he did a video signing one last year. Yeah, Nick Strength and Power. Does he get to say like a media?
For what though?
I don't know because he didn't
commentating. Maybe
he didn't cover anything.
He's not doing the commentating this year though. I know that.
No. Just I think it was just like a media pass. He did a video.
It was probably because of Aaron. Aaron probably bought that for him. 100%.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you some breaking news on here that I can't.
Aaron's like the main sponsor for most of these shows now. Redcon.
Well,
so he chooses. He chose like the people commentating at the Arnold. Joe, my coach, was gonna commentate, but his kid's sick, so he can't make it. But Luke is doing it, so.
Right, Luke's doing it, yeah. But hold on a second. So I won't talk about it on my channel because people will probably jump down my throat, but I'll talk about it on here because I'll let you take the
anything
heat.
Goes on my
So Athleticon is looking for the title sponsor for their show. it's $1 million sponsor vig. It's $1 million. They're not allowing Redcon at the show.
That's weird.
No Redcon.
Is it weird? Is that down to the PJ Aaron?
I'm not gonna say anything else because I'll probably get in trouble for even saying that. People are gonna kill me. But Redcon's not allowed to sponsor the show. They turned down his check. So
are they allowed
Redcon.
to have a booth there though?
Nothing. They're not letting him at the show.
Shit.
Because of the higher powers that be, if you know what I mean.
You have to DM me later. I won't post it.
Yeah. So like he's allowed to go to the Olympia though because him and Dan Solomon are very close. But when it comes to Athleticon, they're not allowing him there. So
you can't promote Redcon at all in any way. No.
They turned down his $1 million check.
That's
we had $1 million, went to him, and they went, "Nah, fuck off."
Don't want it. Your money's not wanted here. Yeah. So
wow. I need the backstory.
I try to tell people like, listen, I knew Aaron his entire life pretty much. And Aaron, me and Aaron were like best buddies when he was at RX Muscle this is back in the day when he worked for Dave. And then, his ego grew a little bit, obviously with Blackstone. And then when he left there, forget about it. I mean, his head blew up from there. But, the only thing I do respect him doing is that he's got athletes. He does sponsor athletes, unlike these other companies don't have anybody. But, end of the day, it's all business. So that's why he has these athletes, because he knows they generate money. He's not stupid when it comes to business, that's for sure. He knows.
No, he's definitely not. Yeah.
So as far as him,
was Blessing, and Blessing's probably got one of the biggest followings, second to
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Blessing, he's very smart when it comes to that. You can't take that away from him. But on a personal level, I'm just not a big fan. But he knows what he's doing business-wise. He knows how to market. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. But he's also burned a lot of bridges in this sport. So I mean, that just shows you there what how it's going. But.
And how far he's willing to go.
Right. But I do like that he has Luke, he's got James, he's got Cedric, but they're all his like chess pieces. He knows how to play them the right way, and like Antoine was with him. As Antoine left for Dorian.
Team HD, yeah.
I don't know what they're doing the supplement.
They started a supplement thing.
He's got his own, hasn't he now?
I mean, I think it's so weird how everyone has a supplement company. Do you guys think that's weird or no? Is that just
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't really.
Sergio's doing his own now too.
Tax in
it. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I know the co-owner. Yeah.
Who's Sergio's co-owner?
Yeah. They messaged the company messaged me and he said who his name was. He lives down in Florida. In the Pensacola area. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool.
I just don't understand it though. I don't know why everyone has their own brand. I don't know why everybody wants to do that. Like it's such a cutthroat industry. It's so hard to make money. I've been offered that so many times. I'm like, no fucking way. I'm not going near supplements. I don't want to. Bro, there's millions of brands. There's millions of brands. And I'm not a shark salesman. I'm not going to sell snake oil like that. Like protein powder works. Let's be honest. Minos work. Let's be honest. But after that, like, what are we selling? Like it's just
pre-workout.
It's just like
pre-workout, yes.
You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I just think it's really honestly it's like literally like split the sport up by everyone having their own brand. It didn't help.
I was surprised, especially with like just thinking about like that company up in Canada. Like there's not a huge like market for it. You know what I mean?
No,
not a huge market whatsoever.
No, not at all. Canada's
like
probably
who is sponsoring Athleticon then? Just out of curiosity.
I'll tell you off camera. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big name.
A couple. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it'll be good if Russ is going to do the show. It'll be good for him because there's a lot of publicity there for him.
I'm not gonna miss it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you gotta get your name in there for sure.
I think it's crazy anyone who doesn't, especially if they're doing the Olympics. It's kind of crazy anyone who doesn't decide to do it.
I'm really shocked that you said Brandon's not doing it. That's fucking wild to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really. I would think he'd want to like establish his name at this point because people are just so hard on him.
Yeah.
If I was him, I'd be like, I'm gonna do every fucking show and do my best. But
I've sent you the screenshot of what he said, and I'll
look at it.
Basically, the question was, will you be competing at the Icon Classic? He's put, I doubt it. And then he goes on. Somebody commented about.
Is there other shows after the Olympia this year, like in Europe and stuff, or no?
I don't know, man. That's the thing. Like, they don't have shows like that anymore after the Olympia like they used to.
EVLS Pro.
They used to have so many.
Yamamoto Cup. Nothing worse.
Yo, that used to be like the best thing, man. Like, they do the Olympia, then they go on that Europe tour, and literally they would. I think it stopped maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, but like they would literally like do show weekend. Even some shows are like one show. I remember one show was like on a Tuesday, and then another show. It was back to back, man.
Even when they had the Shrew Classic the last year, they even had a lot of shows back then. A lot of guys were doing. It's just strange. I don't know.
They're easy wins for some of them as well. It's just a quick way to make bank and then just chill for the off season.
Yo, that's great, man. Yeah, you can literally make like $300,000
in a month's time.
From doing. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just chill.
I remember when Sean Roden, the year he kind of like came out of his his coming out party. He did like 6 shows that year or something crazy. He won almost all of them except one, and then the following year he placed in the Olympia really well. But that was when they had the tour. He did all those shows and was banging them out. But it's I don't know. It's very hard to read like what their plan is with this whole thing. It makes it hard for you guys to even play because sometimes shows pop up out of nowhere and they're like, oh yeah, another show. Like it's like or they're the same days of other ones. It's
that's the thing, man. It sucks because I'm like, yo, like if it would be so awesome because I mean, like if I would love to do more than one show at a time, but like, and people criticize bodybuilders and whoever else, like, oh, they don't compete that often. I'm like, well, that's because all the shows are spaced weird. Like, I don't want to be in a prep, instead of having shows back to back, like week after week. If it was like that, I could definitely do it.
Or the traveling too is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do a show that's in January, then do another show in February, then do one in March, April, in May. No, I'm like, that's not a good time. And if people people who compete actually know why, it's not healthy whatsoever.
Yeah. No.
So
it's hard to keep showing up your best too.
That too, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to hold conditioning like that.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't want to be that low body fat. It's just not
for that long.
Yeah, for that long, and get granted.
So
go ahead.
I said it would be awesome, man, if they had them back to back, and I would definitely do compete more if they had it that way, but they don't.
Are they adding Classic to more shows now or no? Or you guys still?
We have since I don't know, since 2016 we definitely have a lot more shows.
Right.
They don't. Now Arnold, Ohio's still the only one that has Classic. I would love to go to Australia and compete, but they don't.
Yeah, they don't have it there, right? Yeah.
Nah.
So if they had it at the UK, would you come?
Yeah, definitely. I love London, man. I've been once before.
London's nice. I like London.
Yeah.
Reminds me of New York, but just cleaner.
Definitely cleaner. Yeah, definitely cleaner. Yeah.
People are much nicer too here in New York. But
really,
have you been to New York yet? Well, or no? No.
No.
Oh God.
I think people in London are awful.
Awful.
Just watching my subscriber count go down now.
Wow.
If you ever come to New York, you'll be ready for a rude awakening.
The subway in London, though.
What was that?
The subway in London is awful.
I never.
You have to stand on a. So if you're going like a lane of traffic, if you fuck up and go on the wrong side, you will get torn apart in the subway. You have
the subways are bad in New York too.
You have to stay on the left. I went first time. I'm going down an escalator, stood on the right. People are barging past me. I'm like, what the fuck?
The amount of people in our subways here are just it's so hard to fathom. Yeah, it's crazy. Too many people in one area, man. Way too many people. I saw that they're screening the athletes for the Arnold for that coronavirus. What about the fucking expo though? Like the expo alone is going to be fucking
people flying in.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're screening the athletes, but like literally every other the
expo is where it should be screening.
You're going to be on stage with a mask on.
Bro, I made a post. I'm like, I would not go to that expo. Like, fuck that. Or at least if you're going to go, I would not be shaking hands if I was an athlete or anything.
No, definitely not, man. Definitely not.
You just don't know. Now there was the first case in New York too, so.
Yeah, there's 2 here in Florida too.
Was there?
There's 2 in Tampa. Yeah. I saw this morning or yesterday. No, it was yesterday. I saw yesterday. It was on the news.
Oh God. Oh man.
Some of my clients, I had a client who had it, but he's fine now. Like most people are fine. Like
if you're young and healthy, you're good. Like it's the old people that are not be able to handle it because their immune system and stuff. But that goes for any virus. Or I mean, they obviously it's blown up a little bit more than it should be because like 1,000 people dying is really nothing. And I don't want to say that in like a minor way, but like out of the billion people on this, number wise, it's just not. It's not that big of a threat yet. I mean, let's be honest. But I mean, over there in Korea and all in China, all that. I mean, what's going on over there is a little different. But I mean, the streets are literally vacant. But that's a little fucking different. But here, I mean, come on, let's be honest. It's not what they say. But still, the
It
expo
should be interesting, though.
I don't want to be at the expo.
Yeah, should be interesting. Yeah, because I know they canceled FIBO.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the expo here is actually able to. I mean, because I don't know, like who's in charge of this whole thing. You know what I mean? Is it?
No idea. Yeah.
You know, who's to say that they said any event over 1,000 more people? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm surprised everyone's flying in for this. Essentially, I mean, there's a lot of foreigners at the Arnold. The Olympia, not so much. It's the Arnold that draws the people. So I don't know. It's a little sketchy to me, to be honest, but.
That's true.
But you guys want to cover anything else, or was there other stuff you wanted to?
I think that's pretty much it, to be fair.
Okay, cool.
And so, guys, everybody that's watched and got this far, thank you. Nick and Terrence's information's in the description. Go over and give Nick a sub, and then jump over to his Instagram. While you're on Instagram, obviously go give my man Ruff a follow, and Ruff's merch will be in the description also, brother.
Yeah, new shirts this time out.
Nice hat.